Okay, this is Brad Ron's Radical Rides, and you know what they say, the best way to learn is out of necessity. And I really need some tea. Ooh, some sweet tea, that is. All right, well, I'm learning a lot. I've always passed the buck down to other people to have the motors, and I actually like to get motors that are running. Like that one's already running. That's a rebuilt motor. Obviously, that one came running. Awesome, outstanding job, but I was responsible for this motor, and so we sent it out, had it built. My good friend K20 helped out. My wonderful friend Big Block Johnny helped out. The kid and Richie and my buddy Eric has all said, you know what, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. It's not that easy. You can do it. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's not that easy if it's your first time. It's not my first time to the rodeo, but there's a lot of things going on in between this. So long story short, we had a head gasket leak over here. So I was about ready to do the startup and the break-in on this cam. We did the cam lifters and all the stuff that goes along with having a new cam. So we had a little leak down here, so we had to pull off the intake, and I was hoping it was something through that. It wasn't that. Then you got to take off the heads. Well, then you're like, oh man, we got to take off the headers. And so now the heads came off. We found a little tear in the gasket for the head gasket. So that came off, new gaskets back on, and then we got the heads. So K20 helped us out, get them off and diagnose the problem. And then the kid came and helped me to put it on. We basically read the book on the order and asked and called and looked up everybody. So that's a cool little thing. I doubt if I can find it, but let's see. While you guys are here, let's do a little study and let's see if I can. Probably won't be as quick as what I had it laying out the whole time, but this is a wonderful book. I got this from Gray Cockrell, wonderful mechanic, carburetor, motor builder also. And he's like, you would you like this? I'm like, yeah, I would like that. That's pretty cool. So this is a 1972 what's it called, service manual. You know, it's not one of the, you know, huge books, but this is pretty good. It's in detail. And I mean, this is 1972. This is oh, there we go. So kid is responsible for that. I'm just going to say right now, I didn't like him dirtying up my book. So here is for the small V8. You got to tighten up this first one in the middle, and that's the head bolt. So head bolt 1, 2, come down to 3, 4, 5, 6, and you start off, I think it was like 35 foot-pounds of torque with the big old wrench. So basically you set your little puppy out like this to your design that you want to do. So you start off at 35 and you go, or 45, and go all the way around in sequence, bam, 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 all the way around. And then you bump it up to 55, bam, 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 and then you do it again, 65, bam, 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 bam. So if you don't know that, you could screw everything up. So, and they're not easy to get to. So these are head bolts down there. There's head bolts inside here, and it kind of goes, you know, jagged like that. So all of these have to be tightened in order, and you do it slowly. So you kind of circle your way out and you keep going. So you do it once at 35 foot-pounds of pressure, then 40 or 55, and then 65, and then bada boom, bada bang, you got a head on. Then you got to come over and do the whole scenario again on this side. So, and the hard part, you got to put your your gasket on there, your head gasket. And now I know why it's easily to scratch that thing up, because that puppy is heavy as all get out. So put that on there. There's one little bar that helps you get lined up. And then you start screwing in. You got to put some Loctite stuff on it, then you're good to go. Well, then let's learn a lot. And my buddy Trigger was like, go ahead and get the black stuff. Don't use those little rubber things that you come with. So got this little bad boy and put a caulk seam down this whole section right there. If you can see, all the way up into that on each side. On the back side, there's one, and then you set this thing nice and slowly over there so it doesn't squish, you know, all crazy. So you set it down there, bam, and then make sure everything's lined up. You start doing the intake bolts, and then from the intake bolts, those are 35 pounds. So you have to start with here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you do it like that, and then now you're set. Well, now I got to get another lesson on how to get these all right and set, because there's a little rod that you can make to turn this with your power drill so that your oil comes up in here. So basically I'm gonna get a tutorial, a lesson on that. Again, my buddy's going to give me a lesson. Good old Eric Trigolette is helping me out. Big Block Johnny's helped me out. K20, the kids. So I'm an open book. I'm trying to learn. Obviously, motors are not my forte, but sometimes necessity, you got to do what you got to do. So now I'm a motor builder because I'm wanting to build my big block. So the more I learn on this, it's going to help me out later when I build my own. So we've gotten that tackled today, and then we got another customer's. You remember this Orange Crush that we crushed it last year, painted this. Well, we had some problems with the lowering. He lowered it and it's like, man, I got one side higher than the other. And several C10s, you lower it, one side's higher than the other. You got your pan handbar, track handbar. Well, we just changed one spring, one size up, and now it's leveled out. So we got this puppy nice and level, looking good. If you come back here, man, it's just a good stance. Check that puppy out. It looks good. So we got a couple other things to do on this, and it'll be out of this weekend. That, Lord willing, we'll have it fired up this weekend. Test fire. We got to get the alignment, and then back to the dirty side over there, which this is not supposed to be the dirty side. So this, no mechanical, but it happens, you know. So back to our big beast. We've been doing some work on the cab on that. We got the Blazer started. We got a stepper going. I mean, it's just nuts how much stuff we got. And hopefully, Lord willing, we'll have some new help coming in at the start of the new year. So I'm trying to pull kid in between these college classes, full-time, part-time. So, hey, you guys be blessed. For me and mine, you know how it is. There's only one way.